Good morning, YouTube. This is your boy Hostile Rapper with the cool ass Star Wars Yoda Cup.
What's going on, everybody on YouTube? This is Keto Kazakage.
Alright, we're here today to talk to you about the shooting that happened in DC near Capitol Hill. So I'm gonna let you kind of like bring us in or like catch me up to speed. I kind of only skimmed the article last night at like 11 o'clock at night when my friends like, is it just crazy what they say in DC? So like, tell me what happened from your perspective.
Okay, from my perspective, basically what happened is some crazy white girl or white lady, woman, was speeding allegedly around the White House area and hit a federal officer or attempted to hit a federal officer from what I heard.
Okay.
And there was a chase involved. Cruiser 2 crashed. DC's finest pulled out the rifles and lit the car up, basically.
And lit the car up, basically. Okay, now, here's my question. So,
they found out there was a baby afterwards. The baby is allegedly fine.
AKA, they put it in like Black Ops training, so it's going to grow to be some sort of crazy serial killer later.
And possibly a Deadpool type of nigga.
Yeah, like a Deadpool, like a Talons for who keeps it with like the New 52 Batman.
Works for the country, but really doesn't.
Yeah, right. You know, like you work for us, but you get caught, you don't work for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that aside though, so here's my problem with it. So if this lady was attempting to hit an officer, first of all, if the officer got hit, well, he should have been on point. I'm sorry. If I was like an officer standing on guard duty in traffic, I would be wary of getting hit all the time. It's just maybe because I walk on highways or I've been forced to walk on highways to get home, so I'm kind of leery of cars.
Who speeds near the White House Capitol though?
That's a very great point.
Who attempt?
The article that I read was like she sped past the barrier. Okay, that's a no no. I'll give you that.
Okay.
That's a no no. That's definitely a reason to be up to
That's what I'm touching on. She's running into the barrier. Now you can try to say, okay, I'm from Alabama, Arizona, or whatever, Kansas, Connecticut, whatever. I'm new, I'm a tourist, but I'm pretty sure.
Kind of like standard procedures.
If there's a barrier, and this is the capital of the nation, you don't speed into it.
Yeah.
I think they teach that everywhere, right?
That's everywhere. Like DC is one of the most powerful cities in the world.
It's pretty standard.
It's pretty standard. You see a barrier, you see officers there standing guard, you know.
You don't run into it.
You don't run into it. I mean, I used to work at a coffee shop near the Capitol Hill, White House. I used to work at a coffee shop. You all know what I mean by a coffee shop.
Starbucks.
$1.
Got it.
Right there, $1. But yeah, so this is my point though. So even if she was speeding, even if she was causing a ruckus, these officers probably had another opportunity to de-escalate the situation before it got to the point where they had to basically murder this lady. I'm sorry, they can say that it was justified. I don't think it was justified.
The way I envision it is, you can't necessarily talk to a speeding car.
That's very true. This is my point though. These are trained marksmen. They go to school for this. They go to like years of training for these. They should be able to shoot a tire.
Training in real life. But training, you have all this space and time. Get the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
You have all this space and time. Excuse our face, but you're adjust on the camera.
Right there.
You have all this space and time to think and to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do in this situation. But real life, it goes from here to here.
But I mean,
your focus, your attention, everything is so much going through your head, trying to squeeze through this small hole, and there's no room for error. So,
at all.
So when you're shooting, when you're performing these actions that you trained so long for, it's not always going to turn out right.
That's very true. But
and hindsight is 2020.
Okay, 2020.
Yeah. Perfect. You can see perfect after the situation.
No. So okay, I have to disagree with this.
Maybe where she was driving at, if they had popped the tires, it could have flipped, caused a big explosion.
An explosion in the car. An explosion. Okay. See now
I'm just saying for.
I got you. To be like, to be random, like to exaggerate the situation. I mean, that's one thing I consider. Like maybe they were thinking. I mean, I thought this myself. Okay, she's sped past the barrier. Okay, I won't lie. I'm a guard on duty. Someone's speeding past the barrier. The first thing I would probably think of is, oh shit, they're probably about to try to do a car bombing or something. Yeah, I won't lie. That's very true.
And that's why you don't want to aim for tires, but more so the actual person.
Yeah.
And then she actually hit a federal officer. Come on, man.
Yeah, but okay, we're both martial artists, right?
Yeah.
So we practice, like, well, not on the daily, at least once every other day, correct?
More or less.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
So, we practice these different situations. We put ourselves in these different situations during sparring, so that way when we encounter these situations in a fight, we know how to react. So that way, we are more likely to react in the way that we would like to react. If that makes any sense, but people out there like, he's like, yeah. It's like, yeah.
I mean, I understand.
Anyone that does martial arts or that has any sort of, like, you know...
Anyone that does any sort of training that is on a repetitive sense
to
perfect a craft or a particular
football,
skill set,
basketball, you know, baseball, sports, anything.
Lacrosse, hockey, soccer, all these things.
You know what I'm saying? Polo.
You kind of understand where we're coming from. You put yourself in a certain situation purposely to train yourself how to
react in that situation before you even get there. I'll use one of the best superheroes of all time, Batman. This is what Batman does on the daily. He sits in his chair in the Batcave while the lady's just sitting there scowling and frowning. He's putting himself in different situations that he hasn't even been in, or that he always probably taking like a little power nap real quick. Very short.
Old.
Yeah, you know. But no. And he puts himself in these situations, or situations he's already been in repeatedly, so that way when he's in these situations he can remain calm, because that's the first most important thing to do. You know, it's sort of similar to the samurai's code of, like, you know, within a hair's breadth. Like, you know, Rachel Gould and saying all them niggas, but it's my point though. I think even before she passed the barriers, they should have been on point. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can't even comment. I like to play devil's advocate, obviously, but again, with my radioactive imagination, excuse me for saying radioactive, but whatever, you get it.
Yeah, we get what you mean.
With my extensive imagination, I kind of envision that...
Kind of that painting in the background.
Something like that, you know. I kind of envision that, okay, maybe she was driving at the speed limit.
Yeah, then you just started.
And then just hit the gas when she got to a close enough point where it's too late to really react. That's how I kind of envision it. I disagree with this because, again, I used to work in that exact area. So, you know the non-low or the sockets, they like the little the hats the Asians wear when they, the Asians. I don't really sound like racist or anything, but like, you know, that they wear when they're working in the rice fields. Yeah.
So, like, you know, those hats. So I'm walking out my store to go up to 7-Eleven and get me some noodles. That's not racist, right? But anyway.
Not at all.
Not at all. So I stopped the ex-gentleman for a cigarette on my way to the 7-Eleven. Mm-hmm. Now, these two officers on bikes were literally, like, across the street. Like, I mean, they had to, like, ride a good, like, 2.5 miles to get to where I was by this point. I had already finished talking to the guy and I was still walking. They run up on me. What are you doing? What you ask that guy? I asked him for a cigarette. You had time to peep me asking someone for a cigarette from across the street, but you didn't have time to peep someone speeding up to a car looking suspicious?
But again, the White House is here. The car is here. It's moving at a reasonable speed.
Okay.
A non-threatening, a daily normal speed, because there is certain roadways there. There's certain cars can pass through, and if you're acting the norm, it's fine. But again, a person walking in a car. Two completely different things. Two completely different modes of transportation.
I mean, but when they...
Two completely different speeds.
That's very true, but...
Short of having a gun on every car that passes across that
Here's my thing, though. I'm pretty positive.
I'm
95% positive that they have snipers on the roof of the White House. I'm 95% positive of that. I've seen people walking across the roof of the White House, or I've seen people hitting the bushes because I'm a ninja and I look for these things. But anyway... This is my point, though.
I'm not going to dispute that.
But you're not going to comment on it either. I got you. Respect. I can't get mad at you.
I'm going to give you that one.
Respect, though, right?
I'm actually in agreement with that. But again, I doubt that they have daily trainings for people who just...
Yeah, the computer just went...
Oh,
no, it's cool.
I doubt that they have daily training sessions where they say, okay, we're going to practice a person trying to run into the White House with a car.
But why shouldn't they?
They should now.
Well, obviously,
should have been.
But this is my point. These are things that should have been in place before these situations happened. Again, let's go about that whole Batman thing. Put yourself into these situations before they happen. Don't see. It's actually kind of a problem with.
You gotta look at reaction times, though. I mean, yes, you train me.
Reaction time. This guy got punched in the guy, got punched in the eyeball.
I'd have took that punch, but you'd have been coming through the chair with me, though.
Probably, he probably grabbed my arm, we'd have opened on the floor, tussling around, and I'd have, like, went through the closet door, and yeah, the video would have been over.
Went somewhere near the window, not out the window, but, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, shit just happens like that.
Okay.
But still, the basic human reaction time the time it takes for a premeditated attempt to react. It's flipping the coin, man. It's flipping the coin. And then we don't know those officers. We don't know those people.
I probably do.
You probably do.
I'm gonna go up there today and be like,
served them coffee or more than a few
I
times.
probably just gave them a coffee or frappuccino or latte or black tea a few times.
Or they stopped you at a random housing project in the district off the late night.
Yeah, actually.
For some suspect things.
Suspect things. But okay.
Just being black while walking.
Pretty much, but walking while black. That's what I was accused of. I was being accused of walking while black, and that is not appreciated. But still, I think overall,
but honestly,
escalated.
It should have definitely gone a different way. It should have. Oops, shaking camera. The whole thing. I want to say they did their best, but I would have to do some more research before I can honestly say that.
Maybe we'll do some research, do a follow-up video like a week from now or something.
We can definitely do that. I gotta watch what's happening.
And then we can get the news, let the media and the news dictate what happened, and that we'll be able to filter through and tell you what actually happened.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know why she did what she did. She's not here to comment on it.
Obviously, because they shot her to death.
I mean, that's what you get for running the car to the White House.
I mean, yeah, what did you think was going to happen? I mean, we don't know. Maybe she was off her medicine. Maybe she had medicine. Maybe she wasn't on her medicine. I mean, I think
why would you not take your medicine and have your 1-year-old in the car and say, "Hey, I'm gonna run into the nation's capital today"?
I mean, the other day.
Look at this time. We just had the Navy Yard bombing.
Well, sure,
we got the government shutting down. We got. I mean, come on. It's crazy enough as it is. You're gonna just.
And it's funny because about the time that things happen or were accused of being happened, I was here in my room and the White House is pretty much like down the street.
I actually just passed the White House when that happened.
And I hear like a bunch of cars, like police cars and sirens, and I'm like,
I mean, DC is only but a stone's throw. You're gonna hear all that.
What the fuck is going on? Whatever.
Helicopters flying.
Whatever. I'm gonna keep sitting here playing, Pokemon, or I'll probably play Fire Emblem or something. But yeah,
probably.
But yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and play my DS, and I'm like, whatever. Then later, my friends go check it out. But you know what? We go back to why people do things. Last night I was reading this article about something that happened in Japan actually. So this mother, so this kid wanted a DS, I guess, really bad. He wanted a DS, right?
Yeah.
So
it was his life's mission for this DS.
Yeah, he needed to get this DS. It was his life goal. And so the mother basically drugged the kid with a bunch of sleeping medicine and alcohol. Not like rubbing alcohol, but like alcohol.
Alcohol.
And then she put a bunch of trash bags around the kid as he was sleeping. He was knocked out from the alcohol, and I know, right, Japan, people look crazy as shit. So I mean, this mother, who was obviously, I guess, in her right mind, suffocated her child, drugged her child, and then suffocated her child. So why do people do anything? Why do people do any of the things that they do? But that's a discussion for another day. Pause.
She drugged him.
Got him. Got him fucked up.
Suffocated him with trash?
Trash bags?
No, trash bags.
No, it's literally just filled the bags with trash and just like 3-4 bags, just placed them all around his body. 5-year-old was about this big, no bullshit though. One of my nephews was 6, and he was acting holding this way if I really wanted to.
That's about right for the average 5. You got them Shaquille O'Neal 5-year-olds.
But Asians are small. I hate to be Asians are small as shit, but Asians are usually small as shit. So he's probably more about this big as 5.
Unless he's one of those young men babies, then he's that door and shit.
Right.
But damn.
So but why do people do any of the things they do that they do? So I mean,
how can you honestly justify anything? Just doing some shit like that.
Right. How can you justify running to the White House? I mean, how can you justify stopping me for asking somebody for a cigarette? I mean, how can you do any of these things? But yeah, I mean, that's neither here nor there.
That person walking down the street looks suspicious.
Well, every time I walk into a store, they look. You know what? This isn't really it's kind of in the confines of the video, but not really. It's want to share an experience I had out in Virginia. I don't remember the exact name of the bar, but I will go out there and I will tell you the name of the bar at a later date because it was some racist ass shit. There's no other way to spin it. This was some racist ass shit. I was out there trying to do a job, one of my jobs, many jobs that I had. How many jobs do you have? But anyway.
Over 100.
I know, over 100. I only have 5 currently right now. I'm currently employed at 5 different places.
You're working on Uncle Ruckus.
I know I'm trying to beat Uncle Ruckus' record, but yeah. These jobs out there, niggas just gotta go apply themselves. But anyway.
Sure.
So, I need a phone. I don't have a cell phone. You work $5. You ain't got no cell phone.
It's possible.
Shut the fuck up. There's a reason before that. But anyway, so I'm walking into this bar, this establishment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are two workers at the bar, two workers that work at this establishment at the podium or like the pedestal, you know, the little welcoming place you go to.
You talking about the kiosk?
I guess the kiosk.
You want to call it a kiosk?
I really want to call it a pedestal, but yeah, a podium, because it's kind of what it looks like.
I mean, yeah, we can say podium.
Podium, okay.
Right, for argument's sake,
for argument's sake, it's a podium.
The little desk that you see when you first come in the door.
Yeah, you know, the way you go, they're like, welcome, how was you, like, you know, your day and shit. You know, how many are we sitting?
We'll say podium.
Yeah, podium. So, there are two workers there at the podium. I walk up to the podium, and I lie to you not, like, they were literally standing right there at the podium.
Mm-hmm.
I walk up to the podium, this is what they do. They walk off. One goes to clean the table that's not dirty. This table is not dirty. And the other one just kind of starts walking around the establishment. And then eventually, after me standing there for like 5 minutes patiently, you know, I could have been rude and starting knocking shit over and being like, hey, can I get some fucking service? But no, I'm trying to be polite. I'm trying to not be what they want me to be and shit, basically. Or what they think I am, or to think what I am.
Don't feed into the
yeah, but I'm not feeding into the negative bullshit, basically. You know, the racism is the word. That's clearly what it was.
Yeah.
And so they're all like, well, what can we help you with? I'm like, well, you know, I'm trying to call my supervisor. I need to inform him that the job I was supposed to work today, apparently they don't need, you know, someone to spin signs, because I was going for a sign spinning job. Apparently they don't need someone to spin signs today, so I went to call my supervisor so I know what actions I should take. So I go to another site. They're all like, oh, we don't have a phone. I'm like, so you made me...
of business and employment, you don't have a phone.
You don't have a phone. I mean, and I even said I would buy a beer to compensate, you know, your time. I mean, I'm not supposed to be drinking before I go to my job, but it's like I'm probably not gonna have to work today anyway, which I didn't have to end up working anyway. But still, I'm gonna compensate you. Let me use your phone by buying an overpriced beer. I'm gonna pay you $6 for a beer. I can go up the street from my house and get a 4-pack for like $3. But anyway, that aside, that was some racist ass shit.
That is definitely some racist. Like I would have bought a beer, stuck a rag in there, lit that shit on fire, and tossed it at the This is what I think about your overpriced beer.
Fuck your overpriced beer. I still pay for it too. Enjoy your day. Okay, the video is running at 17 minutes. I don't know if we're gonna be actually able to put this on YouTube. Anyway, it's your boy Hostile Afro, who will soon be Afro-less.
Keto Kazakage.
Goddamn jobs and interviews and professionalism.
Right.
Enjoy your day, YouTube. Happy Friday.
Enjoy.
Oh wait. Cheers.